Namaskar friends, I am Deepak Kumar Rath and I welcome you to the digital media of Uday India. Friends, bandit like Nitish Jungleraj is back in Bihar. Sushasan Kumar is now playing in the lap of the criminals and the public are facing the consequences. After Bihar changed its prison regulations, the release of Rajput leader Anand Mohan from Sarsa jail, where the former MP has been serving a life of sentence for 14 years, appears to be more likely. The Bihar Prison Manual 2012 was amended on April 10 by the Home Department. That was a significant move for the Nitish Kumar-led administration in Bihar. The change is made in order to remove a reference to prisoners who are given life sentences for the murder of public servants from a related clause. According to analysts, the murder of government employees while they are on duty would no longer be regarded as an exception, but rather as a simple murder. Following this revision to Rule 481(1)(a) of the Bihar Jail Manual 2012. And this amendment had a disadvantage, even though it would benefit the politicians. When it comes to harming the government employees, the new rule may empower criminals and cause them to lose their fear of the law. And 2 days ago, when criminals attacked a group of mining department personnel close to the capital Patna, this was made very clear. The female officer and the team was not even spared by the criminals, essentially the sand mafias. They dragged the woman in the entire length of the road while holding her by her hair. This is not the only case, friends. The Nitish Kumar-led government in Bihar has been under intense scrutiny for its allegedly leniency towards criminals. There have been several instances where the government has been accused of bending the rules and offering concessions to the criminals. These actions by the government have been widely criticized by various sections of the society, including the opposition parties, activists, and civil society organizations. One of the most glaring examples of the government's leniency towards criminals is the cause of Sahabuddin. Muhammad Sahabuddin, a former member of parliament from Bihar, was convicted of several serious crimes, including murder, extortion, and kidnapping. Despite his conviction, he continued to enjoy political patronage from the ruling party, and that helped him in getting parole in several occasions. The Nitish Kumar government has been accused of bending the rules to grant parole to Sahabuddin. The government's decision to grant him parole has been criticized by many who actually argue that it sends a wrong signal or wrong message to the whole society and undermines the rule of law in Bihar. Friends, another instance where the government has been accused of bending the rules is the case of the Bihar tougher scam. Friends, you know, in 2016 a massive scandal was uncovered where several students who had topped the Bihar School Examination Board BSEB intermediate exams were found to have cheated their way to the top. And several people, including high-profile politicians and bureaucrats, were arrested in the connection with the scam. However, many of them released on bail soon after their arrest. and the opposition parties and civil society organizations have accused the government of not pursuing the case with the seriousness it deserves and of shielding the accused or the so-called criminals who are allegedly involved in the case. The Nitish government has also been criticized for its handling of the Muzaffarpur shelter home case. You know, this was so much popular and it was much talked in the media. In 2018, friends, it was revealed that several girls at the shelter home in Muzaffarpur were subjected to sexual abuse and exploitation. The case shook the entire nation, and several people, including the shelter home staff and politicians, were also arrested in the case. However, the government's handling of the case has been criticized by many, and they argue that it has been slow and ineffective and it is not done the way it should be. Several accused persons were granted bail and the charge sheet in the case was filed only after a delay of several months. The Nitish government has been accused of turning a blind eye to the rising crime rates in the state. There have been several instances where the police have failed to take prompt action against the criminals, and the government has been accused of not doing enough to improve the law and order situation in Bihar. In conclusion, I must say that the Nitish Kumar led government in Bihar has been accused of bending the rules for the criminals. The government's actions have been widely criticized by various sections of the society who also argue that it undermines the rule of law in Bihar and sends a very wrong signal to the society. The government needs to take a serious note of these criticisms and take immediate steps to ensure that justice is done and the law and order situation in the state is improved. It's the duty of the Chief Minister. That's all for today. Thank you. Stay tuned with India and subscribe the channel to keep you updated about the various political developments. I request you to push the bell icon. Bharat Mata ki Jai.